Matt Schofield is one of the best guitar players out there right now. Great blues player, really fantastic. If you haven't heard his music, you should really give it a try. I selected this intro to the song Livewire because it really sort of encapsulates what he can do both harmonically as well as technically. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today you're going to learn the intro to Livewire by Matt Schofield. It's a really great example of what his capability is both harmonically as well as technically. It showcases an enormous range of sensitivity around what scales and notes he's using, as well as when to use certain techniques. It's really a great sort of micro study of what he's capable of. Let's get started. Livewire is in the key of B flat. The majority of this entire opening phrase, this 4-bar phrase, is basically in this position. There's a couple of exceptions. He plays this root way up here on the 11th fret, and then he outlines a couple of other notes here on the 4th fret that we'll get to here in a moment. I do want to say though, in this 4-bar phrase, he references the B flat minor pentatonic scale, the B flat major pentatonic scale, the B flat Dorian scale, the B flat blues scale, as well as the chromatic scale, all in that 4-bar phrase. He does it really deftly and with a lot of sensitivity. So we'll get into that. I'll play the whole thing again just to show it to you, and then we'll break it down into chunks. So this first chunk is basically this phrase here. Starts on the root, up to the B string, then back down. He does a pull off and a slide. You want that pull off to be really strong so you've got enough string vibration to survive the minor third slide down. The next part of the phrase is a 4-note phrase starting on the G string. It's 3 notes on the G string, ending on the root on the D string, and that sounds like this. Starts with a slide, pull off, resolves to the root. The whole first phrase. The second phrase starts with a grace note on the D string, rocks over to the minor third here, and then resolves on the root. After that, he completes the phrase with this really nice 3-note melody from the B flat major pentatonic scale. So here's the grace note to the minor third, plays it twice, resolves to the root, rocks over to the A string for that major pentatonic phrase. The next phrase is where he hits this chromatic idea, which is very cool. Starts on the root, goes to the minor third. Now he walks up the chromatic scale. 3 notes here on the G string, switches to the B string, up to the high E string to end on that root. He plays every one of these except for the slide between the E and the F. The last phrase sounds like this. So that's going down on the B flat Dorian scale on the B string. Hammer on, pull off. Rocking back and forth here on the B and the G string. This last phrase is really nice. It's a pull off and a hammer on. He only plays the D string on the ring finger, and then the first note of the phrase and the last note of the phrase, the D string on the index finger. That whole phrase sounds like this. Then he ends the entire piece on this really beautiful G flat add 9 chord. It's like a Hendrix chord. It's basically a root position triad with the E string playing the 9. It's not even really in the key of B flat, but it really provides a nice harmonic pull back to the B flat 7 chord. So there it is. It's a great little piece. It's only 4 bars. There's so much in there. I hope you enjoyed it. If you need a little bit more time or a little bit more detail, I've got the tabs on my Patreon page, and that's in the description below. So go check that out if you need a little bit more detail on it. Work this out. Work it into your playing. He uses some great techniques here. His phrasing is just beautifully elastic. The way he uses those pull-offs and hammer-ons and switches it around a little bit, throws in some chromaticism. It's a really great study of what his capability is as a guitar player. So anyway, also, if you haven't heard his stuff, go out and get it. It's really, really quite good. All right, I'll see you next time.